Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome back to the updates of the presidential election model. I keep updating the Senate model for the approval rating, but unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have any Senate election polling in any state that's being contested. So I kind of have to. I can't really do anything, so just refer to my last Senate map because, believe it or not, nothing has changed except we have a yes, hi, I see you. Except, of course, the special election in Georgia in 2020. This is the first time I think in a few months that my model is showing Donald Trump having an advantage, and that's because in a really weird twist of in I think what some people could expect, his approval rating kind of went up as soon as the impeachment hearing started because I don't know what it is, but I really don't understand why, because this is one of the better cases for impeachment I've ever heard. But it also seems like the Democrats really can't narrow their story down on this because they don't know whether to go after emoluments, bribes. Like it started off as a quid pro quo, and then it turned into but he bribed someone, and I'm like, where did that happen? And campaign finance, and they just can't peg anything down. They can't get their story straight, which I think may be contributing to that, but I don't 100% know. Um, so yeah, if I had to make a guess, I as to what's going on, I'd probably say it's more because the Democrats can't stay on one thing. I think that's why the Republicans were able to actually get through as well as they did with their impeachment of Bill Clinton, is because they were stuck on this one thing, the Monica Lewinsky scandal, and they got him for perjury, and they stuck with it. Of course, they didn't remove him from office in the Senate for obvious reasons, but yeah, this has even less chance of passing this, getting through the Senate and removing Trump from office. So it's kind of a symbolic gesture. But anyway, let's talk about some actual election news. Because in the past couple of weeks, I meant to mention this last week, but Mayor Bloomberg from New York, he decided that he wanted to run for real this time, and of course his ads have been spamming basically everywhere. And I was going through the nearest through a town nearby, and I had to stop and get gas, and they had someone outside, with a petition, and they're like, "Can you help us sign the petition?" And I said, "Well, what is it for?" Because I don't want to I don't want to. I want to know what I'm signing, like a smart person would. And well, he said it's to help get Mike Bloomberg on the ballot here in Virginia for the primary. And I basically said no. I have some fundamental, like, I was polite about it, but I said I'm gonna have to say no. I have some fundamental disagreements with him, and I'm glad you are expressing your opinion and trying to get someone you believe in on the ticket, but I just no, I'm not going to sign this because I don't want to see him on the ballot at all, whether it's in the primary or the general. Um, he was actually very respectful regarding that answer. He said, "Well, I'm glad somebody's at least polite about declining, because some people are really bad about it." But yeah, so that happened. Honestly, I don't think Bloomberg has a shot in hell. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Kamala Harris withdrew from the primary, which was a real shock to me because I thought she should have stuck it out till California. But apparently she had no plan and her staff was all over the place, and I'm shocked at how badly her candidacy failed. And I guess the people who would have maybe supported her going to Warren, maybe, I don't know. And Biden is continuing to make a mockery of everything. Like specifically his campaign. Like, he is actually doing what I thought he was and gaffing himself out of the primary. You know, his numbers keep falling and Warren's keep growing along with Buttigieg. So it's kind of becoming a three-horse race for the actual nomination. I don't think they'll have a brokered convention. Hi, can you not jump up on my desk, please? Thank you, Kai. Anyway, yeah, so that's... Yeah. If I had to make a prediction as to who's going to win the nomination, I'd say it's Warren. I don't think Elizabeth Warren is the best candidate the Democrats could put forward if they want to beat Donald Trump. I think the best candidate for beating Donald Trump is Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden is basically what the upper Midwest wants. An old, moderate white guy who isn't going to change anything in a dramatic way. In all honesty, that actually described... I can't even say that because I don't want to insult a decent amount of my audience. And especially a decent amount of my potential audience. But yeah, that just seems what the upper Midwest always votes for is the most milquetoast candidate. And that's not a bad thing. Actually, I'd argue that's a pretty good thing because that is a reasonable thing to do. Like, you're not voting for someone who's going to come in guns blazing trying to change everything, and you're also not going to vote for someone who won't do absolutely nothing. I think that's kind of a smart thing. But you know, that's just my view of that. I'm trying to think of any other major news for the election. Not really. I was 100% correct in the Virginia state elections, and I know they're mostly symbolic, but I do kind of support the Second Amendment sanctuary measures. And like I said, I know they are symbolic for the most part, but I would love to see a sheriff actually just go out and say, I refuse to support any new gun control measures. That doesn't mean the state police aren't going to do so, but when they don't have the local cops in their favor, it's going to be much more difficult. I would love to see one or two sheriffs do that, but we'll see. I live in an independent city, and it's probably not going to pass in the city that I live in, so kind of a disappointment, but I get it. At least one of the two neighboring counties is going to, at least one of the nearby counties that's like not quite a literal stone. Actually, it might be a literal stone's throw, but one of the nearby counties is going to pass it easily, but it is what it is. Anyway, I want to thank all y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye.